What's up, guys? Welcome to NFT Talks. I'm your host, Sean, and I'm going to take you through the world of NFTs. I'll be interviewing creators, founders, collectors, anything you can think of to do with NFTs. I'm going to be there and connecting with them. Our aim is to help build a community and connect with people within the community of the NFT space and just share thoughts and ideas and have great conversations. And we're going to do that for you. We're going to connect. We're going to do the hard work and we're going to find out what's happening, new things are happening to create opportunities for yourself. Now, make sure you subscribe to the channel below. Make sure you leave your comments. Today, we've got an amazing episode with the first NFT digital sneaker. It's a brand called Balex. I'm not going to talk about too much, but we're going to go into it. So I'm not going to delay. Make sure you leave your comments below. Okay, guys, so welcome back, everybody. And I'm happy to be here with Birk, who's a designer. You're going to introduce yourself properly. Well, you're the owner of Balex Trainers, the first NFT footwear brand.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So I'm excited to hear so much about yourself. Thank you for coming on and connecting. First of all, just introduce yourself. Tell the audience a little bit about you, because me and you had a small chat before we did this, and you said you haven't really put yourself out there. So it's interesting for the people that have been buying your collection to hear about yourself.
Yes. So first of all, my name is Birk. I'm a designer from Norway, and I'm currently living in Italy.
Okay.
And
it's all right.
My setup here.
Camera malfunctions. It's all good.
Yeah, and I was basically supposed to start a master's degree in fashion at Marangoni in Milano, but it turned out with the funding and stuff that I didn't start. And so I was very lucky that I already started with these NFTs, and now I am doing this full time.
Wow!
And my brand and my concept is digital sneakers, and the name is Balex. And the goal of Balex is that millions of people will wear Balex sneakers digitally, but also physically.
Okay. So, all right. So that's interesting, because at the moment everything's digital, and this is something that I spoke about with a lot of other creators too. Is you also can do the physical part, the physical trainer connected to the NFT store. Is that right?
Yes. It's a really interesting aspects of NFTs, and if you look at NFTs, it's actually really just a contract in order to trade goods, and it's sort of like a tool in which you have to figure out how to use it and what for.
Yeah.
So now in these early days as NFTs, to take me as an example, I am selling shoes as art. Essentially, all my 59 collectors currently holding Balex sneakers in their digital wallets are all holding to for their own reasons, because of its art, maybe because of a financial gain, or because they want to support me or whatnot. But the actual true potential of NFTs will come as the solutions and the systems are put in order. And for me, this is digital wearables. So right now you have many digital metaverses in which people are inside socializing, chatting with each other, and also wearing their clothes and their avatars, in which has to represent their identity.
Yeah.
And this is a huge market, and as VR now it's super accessible with the Oculus Quest for only €350, and like anybody could literally get.
They're virtual goggles, aren't they? Virtual reality goggles. For anyone that don't know, they're virtual reality goggles that you can wear. You can purchase from pretty much anywhere now, can't you? Is that right?
Yeah. Like especially before Christmas, the Oculus Quest 2 came, and it's like standalone, no cable. I draw all my shoes in VR in a software called Gravity Sketch, and like it makes 3D modeling and sketching and working with mood boards and everything. Like I'm basically in a white room, which is my office, and I put the pictures and I work with curves and I work with shapes,
Crazy.
and I basically create the shoes right in front of me. And if it's some small detail, I will make the shoe very large. So I'm like drawing super closely.
You're actually in the shoe. Can you actually be like in the shoe and like go under it and pretty much put whatever you want to do and move it around? Is that right?
Yeah, duplicate shoes. So and it basically makes the whole process so much quicker. And like I've been designing shoes now for approximately a year and a half, I would say. So I did a bachelor degree in industrial design in Denmark.
Yeah.
And on the last semester, we did a shoe project with Echo shoes. And I'm like the guy who always tried to, invent the wheel basically in every project. And as an industrial designer, like I really was like fighting this originality of every project. Like it's a lot to obtain, let's say. So when I started making shoes, I figured out that it's like the shapes and everything, and you can just make another one. They will always be different, but you have the format. You're supposed to wear it. It's supposed to be a shoe. It's supposed to look like a shoe. So I have sort of given myself these constrictions, and now I can work very efficiently within this box.
Okay. Okay, so you kind of harnessed your creativity in this area, so you still can be creative, but you just based it around, you focus and put all your creativity into creating the shoe, right? Yeah.
And like I'm now doing collaborations with footwear designers and with brands, big brands even.
Really?
And,
are you allowed to mention any? Are you allowed to mention any names?
Yeah, for sure. Like because I will post it soon. I'm basically making it as we speak, this shoe, and I think it will be ready in this weekend. I will be a bit busy, but probably Monday then.
Okay, all right then.
Yeah, because a lot of NFT artists are like announcing their drops, a week before, and kind of building this FOMO that everybody has to be there. And I can do this as well, but I just prefer to just be on a creative role, and whenever I finish, I post. And then it's out of then I'm finished, I created something in which for me it's a full complete product with the shoe and the sound and the animation. A bit of rent off topic. What's the question here?
So basically I'm trying to get out of you, what brand are you working with? What big brand are you working with that you do the collaboration with?
So I'm doing a collection of shoes with Basic, which is a brand made by Olav, which is a quite famous guy from Norway.
Okay.
And like we're doing shoes, but Olav, he's working on this very big project in which my shoes will be within. And I can't
based around NFTs, is it? Is that based around NFTs, or is it just literally just digital wearables?
This is Balex sneakers in collaboration with Olav, in which will be sold through the Balex sneaker page on Rariable, which is the only criteria for a shoe to be a Balex sneaker. And these shoes will be very special because you will be able to actually take this NFT and use it for something. But I cannot tell the something, but it's coming.
Right.
So this project it's a super cool project.
This is what I find so interesting about NFTs. Everyone, I mean, at the moment, if you look into the clubhouses or the blogs that people are talking about, people that are not in the community, they see NFTs as art, and it's so much more than that. Like, I mean, digital fashion, wearables, as you talk about, is not even being looked into yet. This is just the start. And like, you're already connecting with real life brands that are showing interest, and you've taken the first step because you've kind of one of the first people, as from that I know of, to kind of do these digital wearables and trainers. You're going to be the forefront. Brands are going to come to you to connect and try and connect to the audience.
I have actually some crazy. I will just say it because why not? It's my journey. So last weekend I met some people and I got some great connections. And we are setting up now, but I will meet Luca Benini, which is one of the senior, like very respected people within the street fashion. And he's the owner of the brand ALYX, Alex, and also the owner of slamjam.com, which is a huge retail shop. Or it's like, I heard some podcasts about Slam Jam. It was established in 1989, so it's a very old school thing. And it's like a collaborator. So they take in brands, they make collaborations, they sell in their web shops. And Luca Benini, he's this super cool guy. And there's like a lot of mess, but there is creativity. And so, and the guy who was introducing me to him, he has worked 5 years in Nike. And he was like, so have you been talking to Nike? Or are you chatting with Nike yet? I was like, okay.
Casually, are you chatting with Nike? Are you?
Yeah. And then I set up a meeting from this other guy who gave me the contact of the brand owner of Brain Dead. Brain Dead is a brand based in Milan, and they have done like 3 collaborations with Reebok. They have done a Converse, and you know, like the reason I was connected with these guys, and also from our chat yesterday, is that he is looking for designers in which can create his shoes in 3D. Because actually creating these shoes in 3D, bringing back to also this other collaboration I have with a senior footwear designer, and he has sent me even some 3D models. So he has done half the job, you know. So it's a cool collaboration, and it's something we can like quickly get out there and post as a digital sneaker. But like he has made this in Rhino, and Rhino is a software on the screen on the computer. And you know, to make this organic curvature shoe,
you need to
spend weeks only for one. Because there's all the curves, and you have to loft all the surfaces, and it takes forever, and you are very constricted in the sort of the creative process. So if you want to make a shoe in a digital software, you better have the drawing beforehand, so you know what you're doing. You cannot just be inside there and like organically come to your shape. And basically now in VR, I will send you some footage that you can show also next to us speaking now, probably. So you can see me inside. You can see like you work with one shoe, you duplicate it, you remove the top, and you still have the sole, and you just draw a new shoe on top of that. And you know, like the workflow is so quick. I can basically do if it's a good day and I know what I'm doing, I can create one NFT shoe in which I could probably post in one day.
Wow. Okay. How long have you been doing it for? No, I want to kind of bring it back, because your journey, I mean, you're wowing me. I mean, I didn't know anything about things you're doing, but I'm not surprised, because I understand the potential of the NFTs with the digital wearables to what's going on in this space. But for the listeners may not know or may not understand what's going on, but they may want to get involved now because the things that you're saying, because there's so much opportunities. Now, you how long have you been doing designing footwear or using this software for, just so I can get my head around that? How long? So
I got Gravity Sketch like a year and a half ago approximately.
So a year and a half ago.
And you know, I was drawing my first shoe 10 minutes after I jumped inside the software. It's just, obviously I watched the few very short tutorials they have on YouTube and whatnot, so I was familiar. But I bought my VR headset used for 200 euros, and this VR headset was already 6 years old, you know? So like, and when I was doing this project and with Echo, you know, the global director of Echo, in which I cannot remember his name right now.
Echo, the American brand, like Echo, the American brand.
Echo shoes from Denmark. It's a
I don't know them. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, but it's a very established brand. They sell 30 million shoes a year. It's like it's a big they were just so wowed of this process, because on week 2 we were supposed to start drawing on paper and try to draw a shoe from the side, from the front, and then in the last on 45 all on one paper all on one page and make it look nice.
You just sent them the products in one day, like, here, look at this.
Yeah, so basically with the VR, first you work with all the lines. So you get all the relationships of the forms up and all the curves and the lines. And when you have done that, you have it in 3D. So you can take a picture from the side, from the front, from the 45. So even though it takes you a bit longer to create these curves in 3D rather than only in 2D on paper, 3D, 2D on paper. It's
the process is just a lot better, isn't it? Like basically,
it's a lot better. and basically, since I've been there from the beginning, like I used the software before they had Sub-D, and Sub-D is a workflow in which you have the mesh, and you can take the surfaces and like extend them and bend them, you know, and crease the edges. So it's like it's basically what I'm using all the time. Sub-D modeling.
Okay.
So it's always, because it's so new, so it's always coming new updates and new tools. So it's also very rewarding working with the software because it gets better as you go. When I take the shoe and I apply the materials and doing the render, I do this in Blender.
Okay, that rhymes.
Yeah, and Blender, it's a free tool. It's free on the internet for everybody to use.
All right.
Blender, it came out. Blender, it's been a software for, I don't know, 15 years or more, created by this one guy, and it has created like a community. And I guess like a year and a half ago now, they came up with like a major update, which was Blender 9.2 or 3, 9.2, something like this.
Yeah.
And the whole software changed and it became like a professional tool, and it's free. So so basically all the software I use to draw Gravity Sketch, it used to be €20 or dollars, and now it's free.
It's always good.
And also Blender, the software I'm using, is free.
Okay.
So,
wow. So everything you're doing, you're using pretty much the infrastructure, apart from buying the virtual goggles. Everything else it's not that expensive, isn't it? Really?
No.
Yeah.
And being in the age we are, with all the computers becoming so much better, I have an Alienware 13 laptop. So it's a 13-inch laptop, very small. And it's like now 4.5 years old. And when I bought it, it was already 3 years old. So I bought it for half price from Dell, because they just wanted to get rid of the last model. And it has a USB-C, like all the modern features, the OLED touchscreen, and it's half price. And that's a lot when it comes to like a powerful workstation. So
you're a true example, Birk, of like starting from within your means. I mean, I don't know if it was the case you bought it because you didn't have the funds, but you're showing simply that you don't have to have the best of the best. Everything, you can go out there. You got a secondhand Google, the VR goggles. You got a secondhand laptop, which you said it wasn't that powerful, and you're doing all these you're creating all these amazing things, and you're making things work. You're using your creativity to your advantage rather than depending on the tools. And it's all accessible. You've given the tools out to everybody. They're just got to go out and learn it, haven't they?
Yeah, like people always ask me on Instagram, like, what software are you using? And I always tell them it's a Gravity Sketch and Blender. Like it's simple. Like it's no secret sauce. Like it's only basically your ability to create something. And yeah, anybody can do it these days because it's so accessible.
What I want to hear about, when did you actually hear about NFTs? And how long did it take you to understand it? I mean, what would you do? Because obviously you've come a long way. And
too long, I would say. too long. Obviously, I come a long way. And yes, I have come a long way. Right now, I have sold like 149 shoes, I think.
Wow.
And
congratulations.
Thank you. It's really it's been so fun, you know. Since day one, I have sold on an average 2.5 shoes, something like this. So a day. So it's been like I've been working hard and also
I just want to get my head around. So you obviously dropped your trainers, your first, and since then you can say on average you sell 2 trainers a day.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's also Sundays, you know.
I just find that I understand because I understand the space, but it's just amazing the fact that, because normally to set up a physical train, a brand as a train, the process that goes into that, like the model and what's that, will take you age, and the funds you have to put into it is going to be ridiculous. And you've done it with less than $1,000.
Like, yes, exactly. Like there's no production. And earlier this year, I did the real shoe. I have another brand which is called Alexandersson.
Okay.
And I did a shoe in collaboration with a fashion designer, which lives here in this small city I'm in right now, in Cesena, Italy. And Federico Cina is a really great fashion designer. He's recognized by Vogue on Talent, and you know, his work is amazing. And we did this shoe together, and we actually won, or the shoe, it won Global Footwear Awards.
Wow.
So that was like a super cool project. And but this shoe, it was a real shoe. It was a fashion shoe. We had to create a very small production if we wanted to make it, because of course we don't have 5,000 clients.
Yeah.
And we don't have the money to advertise it like that. So basically what happened, like I made a website, I advertised it, wanted to sell it for 300 euros, you know, and that would probably cover the production costs, even if we sold only 10, you know.
Yeah.
But I find myself with a nice product from an up-and-coming designer, in the collaboration with actually an established fashion designer, and still like no sales, because it's way too fucking expensive. Of course, 300 euros for a pair of shoes, like who's gonna pay that? But now people are paying 600 euros for my digital shoes. So it's like, I don't know what it is, but it's cool.
This is, I mean, that's the amazing thing. I mean, I'm not sure why that happened. I mean, this is obviously your work's amazing. There's no doubt about that. But you pointed out is that it's hard to get someone to buy a physical shoe for $300 or 300 euros. And then you just create something digital. But maybe I put that down to being new, and it's a new age, and things are changing. Creatives, I've always said creatives, it's a time of being creative. If you're creative, you can harness that and make a lot of money and build a company, because it's been a shift of finances with the whole crypto side and everything going on. Digital age, man. I'm just wowed, because I'm thinking the fact that you couldn't sell that, but you can sell this for a lot more. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Like an award-winning shoe, it doesn't sell because, of course, there's no hits. But I was going to say, because, like I said before, like NFTs is like sort of a way of trading goods in a sense, like a value or digital assets, which also can be directly connected with contracts to physical assets. So it's like this whole new space. And I was going to say, oh, I lost it there.
We was talking about what I started talking about is the whole transfer from you creating a physical shoe to the digital shoe, and you were talking about the kind of things collaborating and what you're doing there, and then you started making more money in the digital side than the physical. Yeah,
actually, the question you had for me earlier was how did you get into NFTs? Let's take it up again. So I actually know, I never met in person, but I know Turim Rud, which is the creator of Rude Boys.
Okay.
You are familiar with Rude Boys?
I'm not familiar with Rude Boys now.
Okay, just do a quick Google now, and you will say like these amazing toys. And he has made more than 100 of them, I think, by now. Okay. And basically it's the same toy in this box, and he's putting all the different textures and making different concepts like Egyptian, diver, light bulb, you know, Rude Boys. You have to check this out.
Is it when you say Rude Boys, how you spell it? Is it Rudeboys, Rude Boys?
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe there's a Z on the end, Rude Boys.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. But you find it because he's one of the he's definitely one of the most successful NFT artists out there.
Okay, so is it NFTs? Okay, let me see.
Yeah, because actually his brother.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I think I've seen it before. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm with you.
Amazing work, and he's a very talented guy. And the reason I know him actually is because his brother's name is also Birk, like me. Yeah. And I rarely meet anybody with my name. This is the second guy, so of course. And this guy is also super cool, Olympic skier, stuff like this. But anyway, so I saw on Instagram that his brother was doing 3D and Blender. Okay. So actually we connected like probably, we connected through Blender and 3D. Yeah. And then he started with NFTs, and we were talking, and he explained me everything about NFTs and what he was doing and stuff like that. I was working in a factory, and and a whole month went by, and then I was still interested though in the concept of selling the digital art, so, and then I went into Rariable, and I just see like top seller, and I see him, and I just see like oh my god. So I call him and like oh my god, you have a huge success. Like, is it true? Have you made this? Like, is it true? It's like, yeah, like it's.
So how much money did he make? How much at the start of that? How much money did you say roughly? You're saying when you said it?
Like, let's just say that he did one toy every day for 50 days.
Yeah.
And the first couple of days, he wasn't selling, but at some point, he got a huge collector base. And he could sell any toy at any amount at any price. So in the end, like closing to the 50s, he's having releases of 168 NFTs, and they're all sold for like 0.1 ether, and they all sell out in.
So how much is that around 0.1 ether? How much you work out that to be?
Like just say that on a good day, on a good day he would earn at least 20,000 euros in one day.
Wow.
And of course it's not about the money, it's about
but the reason why I ask you that, because I want to put things into perspective in regards to what's actually going on in this space. People need to, because people don't understand the creativity side, but there's obviously finances that are involved, and people are interested. People are investing their hard-earned cash and money into buying this stuff. So that's the reason I wanted to mention it, but carry on. Sorry.
Yeah. So I also mentioned in our pre-talk that I have 2%. Let me find the charger.
We're on the go. We're on the move now. So this is also a house tour.
Yeah, exactly.
This is my bedroom. This is where the magic happens. Yes. This is cats.
We have two cats. Me and
my
girlfriend. Let me see.
You got that set up. So yeah, like obviously before you're going to go into talk, it's there. I just think it's amazing the way that the things that are happening, and your story in itself is inspiring to, and I want to make sure everyone be able to hear your story. We're going to make sure we share that on the blog too.
This is so great because did I mention, was it in the pre-talk, or have I already mentioned that I'm actually making digital wearables for the metaverses?
No, so you go into it, because we didn't really go into that. So making digital wearables for the metaverses. Okay. So that's virtual worlds, basically, isn't it? Yeah. Have we lost you? Are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because you okay, good.
Bad connection right now.
No, listen, I can hear you now. No, it's freezing. It's a bit choppy, but we got you back.
Are we on?
We're on, yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, good. Go back.
Oh, yes, we're on. Okay, great. So at the moment, I'm selling Balex sneakers as NFTs, and I'm holding a very low volume of amounts, always less than 20 pairs. Mm-hmm. So what I'm trying to establish is sort of like a luxury digital footwear brand, in that sense, that is very limited and very few editions of every shoe, which is all original designs. Yeah. and right now people are collecting, but they don't yet know, or they may not yet know that the whole plan of the Balex brand is to make sure that everybody who
I think we lost you there again. Start again, a bad connection again. I'm not sure what's happening, but a bit of a bad connection. Carry on. Okay. Start again.
Yeah, so right now Balex is sold as art, but and that will be the goal of Balex for the next year I have planned. So so let's say the first year of Balex sneakers, it is to create like the universe and get like a sizable amount of choices for people to choose, you know, and to clearly to develop the brand and the aesthetic of it. Because I don't know yet. I'm continuously experimenting with the, you know, hopefully finding my style at some point.
Okay.
But phase 2, after I have all of these sneakers, I will hire a team, or I will do, I don't know, and we will make Balex sneakers available in all the metaverses.
Okay.
This is the plan.
All right. So this is you're taking it to when you say so. You know, when you say the metaverses, so are you talking about things like Decentraland, or are you talking about actual games like, for example, like Minecraft and Fortnite and stuff like that?
Yeah, so let's say let's use Minecraft as an example. For sure, I can put Balex sneakers in Minecraft, but they wouldn't be very appealing because Balex sneakers is highly detailed, elegant sneakers in this sense. So and you mentioned Decentraland, and they also have wearables, and this is like a Minecraft 2.0. Because you are very limited in the amount of polygons you can use to create your wearable, and the textures you can use, what quality they are. So you have, your wearable has to be less than a certain amount of data in order for the person to be able to wear it and not lag around when they're running, you know. So this is like so you have to really design for these game engines, or these engines which are running these metaverses.
Yeah.
So so this is why I'm saying, like, in the future Balex will be available, because maybe we are still waiting for a platform in which has, you know, these graphics in which also normal people will enjoy staying inside.
Okay. Have you heard of DigitalAX? Have you come across DigitalAX? Lax, yeah.
No.
Okay, so that's something you're going to go check out, because what they're doing, they're building an ecosystem for fashion designers, for clothing, weather clothing, within the gaming. So they're already connected to gaming developers. So what they're doing is you can design, you can even go to the point where you design the materials, and then the actual designer uses the materials to create the clothing, and then the fashion designers connect with the game developers, and then it goes onto it connects to the games. Pretty much what you're talking about. So I really think it's something that I'll send you all a bit of information after anyway. But it's something that you can do, because you may not even need to build a team around it. You could just connect and put what you're doing within this ecosystem, and it's all the infrastructure's all there already. They're just starting off. So that's something that I think you should definitely look into, because it's everything that you're talking about is what they're doing for fashion wearables.
Exactly. Yeah, like basically yesterday I found this ranking system of what the big NFT markets is.
Yeah.
And because I was looking for myself, and I found myself at ranking 999 in the world.
You was? Oh, what's happened here? Hello? Sorry guys, connection's a bit bad, but I'm sure he's going to be back in a minute. Let's see. What you were saying is you search for your ranking. You search for the ranking.
Yeah, I searched for the ranking to kind of understand the NFT space, and like because I'm sort of just this small fish in this huge sea, and I managed to have my profile on top of Rariable for like 2 weeks.
Right.
So that was huge advertisement for me, and
Yeah, of course.
a lot of clicks basically into my profile, and a lot of new collectors, in which maybe even haven't collected any NFTs. Many of them chose to Balex sneakers as their first NFT. So I'm very happy about that, and it shows that maybe people that are a bit hesitant about buying NFTs see that Balex sneaker, you have the sneaker, and it's an original design. You have the sound, and it's presented in a clear way, so to speak. So, but my point is, I was number 999 in the world. So this means that so far there has been sold and traded sneakers in total for 16,000 euro. And that is day one since I started 9 weeks ago.
Say that again, so 16,000 euros, you said?
Yeah, because
it cut out.
Can only, the ranking, it goes from total, the ranking is from total volume traded. So the number one trading place is actually Decentraland.
Okay.
And it's because people are buying land or real estate.
Yeah.
And as you go down that list, I will appear on 999.
Yeah.
So the volume of Balex as an NFT collection, it's that.
Yeah.
And actually,
wow.
it's not true, because I posted. If you don't know how it works, but you take the digital file and you create X amount of NFTs, which will be then individual sneakers,
what you're saying, but you're explaining how it works, actually, how you the process of putting it onto like a marketplace. Yeah.
So like you can create like most of the people that are posting NFTs from the platform Rariable, they are posting it inside the Rariable collection. So it's an own collection in which is Rariable, and you don't have to pay for that. That's for free. So they will put it in their collection for free, so to speak. But I have created my own collection, and this was a charge of like 600 euros. Yeah. And when you pay this fee, you get your own collection. And when you have your own NFT collection, you will appear on OpenSea, all of these different platforms, which, for example, is that ranking, you know.
All right. Okay.
So I appear there because I actually also invested in a official collection. I believe it's the only way to appear there. If I didn't do that, my personal profile would appear somewhere there, I think.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay.
So what I'm saying is that I posted like 6-7 sneakers, and then I started over because I bought that collection and I wanted to start on, and I was a bit more ambitious. So instead of 01, 02, I went with 001, 002. So, you know, adding a bit of more potential into the numbering system without changing the setup. Yeah. And in this ranking, Decentraland is a huge market. You have Somnium Space VR, huge market, and people are buying and selling digital assets for millions of dollars every day. So yesterday, when I found out this, now I'm really looking into how to maybe make a drop of Balex sneakers on, let's say, Decentraland. That could be cool.
That would be cool. So people can, with their virtual avatars, can go on there and purchase Balex sneakers, and the avatars will be able to wear it. I'm not sure if you've heard of, have you come across Genies?
Genies?
Yeah.
No.
See, okay, then so this is why it's important to speak to each other and within the community. So Genies, they've been around for, correct me if I'm wrong, around 3 or 4 years. The avatars, they're connected before the NFT actually popped up. They've been connecting with like celebrities. Celebrities have created their NFTs, but I know that like Gucci have released their own footwear for these avatars. I think it's Shawn Mendes. He released his own line, so you can get a ring, you can get his waistcoat, you can get his accessories, a guitar, and you can also so another place where you can just kind of venture into that you should connect with these guys, because you're doing so much now. Why stop? You know what I mean? Why stop? The sky's the limit.
And I don't know how big your viewers are or who they are, but I'm alone. I'm young. I'm doing this every day, and I'm building my brand Balex, which is this digital brand. So I'm just waiting for that one person to come along and say, "Hey, I will help you out because you will be rewarded greatly."
All right. So how much can somebody purchase a Balex sneaker for? If somebody wants to buy, how do they access it, and how much could they purchase for? What I mean, you don't have. I guess they're going to have different prices, but I mean, how much would they have to pay out? How can it?
My most expensive piece to date was is my number 9, which is called the Bionic.
Okay.
I can maybe give you guys a preview, so you don't need to go anywhere.
Wow, yeah. I think you posted that, didn't you? You posted it.
Yes.
Yeah, I seen that. I remember sharing that. Definitely, like that's crazy.
And also with the sound, it makes it. So here you have this one. I spent like 3 days not sleeping even to finish, because in this piece I learned how to do texture painting. And that's basically when you start working with masks and you can like start to blend materials and stuff like that. So basically I just realized that Blender, in which we spoke about, it's so amazing tool. Like it's just like Photoshop now to me. Like I used to do these things in Photoshop, and now I'm doing it in Blender in 3D, directly on 3D shapes. You know, and for this Bionic, I made all the scratches and removed the paint and put rust and stickers, and you know, like I really put a lot of love into that one. So this I priced at a solid 0.2 Ether, which is at the moment $438.
Okay, so that's reasonable. I'd say that's reasonable for what you're doing. But I would say that. I mean, I reckon you could go a lot higher than that if you wanted to.
This was a big issue for me in the beginning, because I see a lot of people selling NFTs for 0.1, 0.2. And I don't see the value because I'm a bit, I'm still critic to the space, you know.
Yeah.
And I was selling my shoes like at a reasonable price, like what I thought was like, it's really cheap compared to the NFT market.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to, you know, like tell you that I made this in 3 days and you're gonna pay me $1,500 for that. It's like, what the fuck? And you are selling 10 of those, like that doesn't make sense. So I sort of like I started low on like $100 and something like this, and then now I have come up to 0.1, 0.2, and now I'm not selling so much of the latest models. So I dropped them to 0.85, 0.75, something like this. So,
well, I think you're there for the long run, aren't you? You're here for the long run. Clearly, you invested in it. You're here for the long run, so you don't need to. A lot of people are coming in here, putting up the prices, grabbing, and then leaving. That you're here to be established and be in this NFT space and offer some value for a long time.
So the Pink Matter, which is my number 7, I think, or 8. That was the one that Rariable catched on Instagram.
Okay.
And they put me on the first page even before I minted the piece.
Wow.
So it was like a huge, they really promoted me on the top as the first NFT footwear brand. And this Pink Matter, I sold 17, and the resale of that has been 0.3.
Okay.
So from that resale, of the resale price, the creator gets 10%, or in my case 10%. But you could say I could claim 20%, but it would be less attractive to collectors to deal and trade my shoes. But 10% is huge if you compare it to real life percentages. As a designer, if I create I designed a machine last year in which they will make and sell, and maybe I will get royalties on sales, and that royalty will be from 1 to 3%, or maybe 0.5%. That's what you can expect in the real world. And here you're getting 10% of the resale, and in the real world, they resell that and without you, and they don't care about giving you any of the resale. So yeah, so I'm in it for the long run, and maybe one day Bionic will sell for $40,000, and I get 10% of that. And this is the real value for me: the resale market and the fact that people can keep it, wear it, enjoy it, and also earn some money reselling it later.
Yeah. Let's be real. Like, the resale market in trainers in the real world is in the billions. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware of it. Like Nike, they brought Crypto Kicks, the name Crypto Kicks, in 2019. So they're going to their idea, what the talks of it, nothing's been said yet. Their idea, they're going to release trainers, and you're going to be able to breed the trainers together to make more exclusive trainers. Yeah. So that the whole gamified, but like I said, this is why it's so important that you're active, you're doing things in this space, because the minute these big boys get involved, like Nike and so on, that's when everyone's going to come rushing, and then obviously people like you are going to prosper. I believe anyway, because you're not trying to get a quick buck. More so, you're just really invested in the space and offering something for people to attract to come to and obviously purchase and hopefully gain in the future.
Yeah, like it's really about creating those strong connections with your own community. Like, I created a Discord server in which people can join and talk about sneakers. I share some stuff there behind the scenes. Like people who are just really if nothing else, it's a way of actually supporting great artists. Yeah. And I bought an NFT for 400 euros from one artist, and it's called An Ether a Day, and it's all these small people breaking up ether candies and splitting them amongst each other, and I love that piece, and I want to keep that piece, and I think it brings me good luck even. So it's super. I'm in it for the long run, and if I wanted a quick buck, I could have doubled the prices and maybe sold 5 times as many shoes, so minted like almost 100 shoes every time. But the fact is that the market right now, it's so small that you wouldn't manage to create any FOMO, which is a huge thing of selling NFTs. Like, you actually want to sell out in 5 minutes every time. Like, that's when you are releasing 15 and you have 30 people waiting. That's what you want, you know.
That's it. That's the marketing strategy. I mean, well, that's important for me to say. Thank you for sharing that. Like, because I get a lot of people messaging me, artists from all over the world, and they're asking like, well, how do I promote my NFT? How do I sell my NFT? How do I get it out there? So on top of that advice, what advice would you give to somebody, any creative that's creating an NFT, based on your experience? How do they get themselves out there?
My first NFT, I sold 10 in 1 minute. Like, the first shoe, it was just pulled off the shelf even before I realized. And I was on the phone with Trim because he was kind of guiding me through the process. Yeah. And I was like, what happened? Like, and he said, just check your wallet and you will see. So, and the only reason for that was because Trim leveraged of his collectors, which is actual real spenders, and he retweeted that on Twitter, and he bought one himself. So people kind of saw the first one, and stuff like this. And but that was a good choice for all of these collectors, because I had one guy the other day. He wanted the first one, and I guided him through the process of buying it. Because you have to find the right NFT for the right price of the reseller. And in the end, they made the backdoor deal. So he transferred the money and he transferred the token or the shoe, and that way they avoided gas prices. But I would lose my 10%. But that was, I think he paid a 1.7 for that. So that is,
That's interesting that you just said that. I mean, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but the fact that avoiding gas fees, and there's always a way, isn't there?
No, but I said to him, amazing, man, that's fantastic. I just want you to have my sneaker. That's an honor to me. And I think maybe, like, if everything goes as planned and Balex becomes one of the big NFT brands of the digital wearables, but also a physical brand in the physical, manifested in the physical world. Like, if everything goes as planned, it's a fact that these shoes that I'm selling right now, it's early beginnings. I have very few collectors, and I'm always minting like Bionic 11. So you can say it is a lot, but if there is 10,000 clients all of a sudden standing on the door wanting a pair of sneakers and it's only 11, that's so I would say to, of course, anybody listening, like grab at least maybe one shoe, you know, and I will make you an open promise that I will do my best for you to be able to wear this, if it's a Instagram filter or if it's you know, in the metaverse of the future or of today. We can make it happen. That's
so I mean, it's coming to an hour now, and I think like I want to, like the information that you've given is priceless, and your journey is like, I'm wowed by it, and I'm inspired because, and I'm happy for you because you seem like a genuine person. And you're just out here being creative, and the good things are happening, and it's always good to see that when you put in the work, you're getting the rewards, and I believe this is just a start. And Balex is, I believe, will grow on to do amazing things, as you say.
Like you said, what's your number one tip to any new NFT creator?
Yeah.
And I think that 95% of all NFTs minted to date, probably aren't worth a lot in 4, 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
Like because you have so many of these people that, you know, cracked Photoshop, made a GIF, and posted something, you know, and yes, it has a value because it was kind of cool and stuff like that, and maybe a lot of people bought it, and then it was hype all of a sudden, and then a lot of people spent real money on that. But if this guy deletes his profile, disappears from Twitter, and is a nobody in the future, just a forgotten artist who just made something which it was not enough art for him to curate like sort of a vision of his artistic output, you know. So I predict that these type of NFTs will like, so who is it from? And it's like, oh, it's from, oh, the guy is gone. He's offline. Like, what the fuck? Why would I buy this? Oh, but it was sold for 1,000 euros back in 2021. And it's like, yeah, but that was the NFT hype, and everybody was just spending crazy money. Because also another thing you have to understand is that when you start to own cryptocurrency and you are looking at the prices, you start to forget the dollar sign, and you start to look at the ether sign. So if you have in your wallet, maybe you have 2 ether and you have managed to work that up, and then you want to buy a piece and it's like 0.05, and it's like, oh, that's cool, man, but it's still $100. So it's like
it's a disconnect, isn't it, of like having the understanding the actual value, because you think, well, it's just like, yeah, it's all right, but you don't have that same like $100. I understand exactly where you're coming from.
So what I'm doing, and I believe it's the only way, is to either build your artist name, in which I'm doing, but or building the brand,
which you're doing also.
Which I'm doing also, and Bionic, which is now $400, will have a value if Balex is around in 10 years. If Balex is not around in 10 years and I quit in 1 month, it will probably have no value. It will only be a cool piece for a very few selected collectors. But one thing, which is like, you know, all artists, they earn money after they die, you know.
It's true. I know.
And now we're inside this new era in which you can earn crazy money while you're still alive, apparently. And imagine when some really big, great crypto artist die. You will probably see like a similar effect. There will never be another Balex sneaker again, and there's like only 1,500 different designs. So it's like, I don't know.
It's what you're saying is it makes sense. Is you built your brand. You still there, Birk?
Yeah.
Okay, you built your brand around the concept of what how NFT should be produced. It's by scarcity, digital scarcity, unique, and that's what you've done. You're not supposed to pump out loads of NFTs. I don't believe anyway. I mean, the only people that I see doing that is sports brands, sports collectibles. You still there, Birk? Yeah, I was just going on about basically the way you're marketing the NFTs is the way I believe it should be marketed in regards to not pumping out loads of pieces. It is, you need to create a collection where it has scarcity, so supply and demand, which is the whole concept of NFT, and then you can prove then hopefully in the future it'll be worth a lot more. I mean, the only people that are pumping out like a high volume is things like collectibles, like sport collectibles, but they've got a process to it where they can be burnt. I don't know if you come across that. So, and then in the long run, it still has scarcity because people can burn the cards, and it can become more rare as you go on. So, but unless it's got that process,
I've been thinking about also having like a Balex burn day, and but I don't know, like okay, maybe I don't have, maybe I haven't reached enough collectors yet, because initially I do want that first sale, of course.
Okay.
I actually do want people to collect my sneakers. So it's like you have to release enough products so people can get involved and get interested and maybe get 2 or 3, so you get them kind of sort of hooked or like, you know, dragged in. So you shouldn't put like people who only do 1 out of ones. In the end, maybe after 1 year, you only have like 15 collectors and you've sold 25 pieces. And it's like, but doing it like I'm doing. So my plan is to do 100 designs by 2021. And I believe that each new design will just raise the value of the whole collection as a whole. So it's not like putting the other pieces less value, it's actually building like the collection. And since I'm minting always less than 20 pieces, you will probably have an average of then 1,500 Balex sneakers by the end of 2021. So that's sort of where I'm balancing. And then maybe season 2, like NFT 100 to 200, I can start to mint 100 and 200 pairs if people are buying.
Okay, so there's a strategy behind it and it makes sense. So thank you. I'm going to assure that anybody that's listening, that is definitely going to take so much value from this. And like I said, the most important thing is I want to build a community and inspire people to not be afraid of the space, but to embrace it and be a part of it, because it's an opportunity. As a creative, this is a great opportunity. And like I said, you may not get this opportunity again. So be as early. So
No, but being early is key, because I am top 1,000. I could probably keep that position for the next year, hopefully, if I'm productive as productive as I am today. And so if you jump on the wagon in 1 year, you have to raise a huge amount. And there's already big players like, for example, Balex selling, having made all the shoes that you could dream of. So,
but where just give everyone your handles. Where can they find you in regards to Instagram, Twitter? What are your handles?
So Instagram is balex.sneakers. Or Balex sneakers, yes. On Twitter is Balex_sneakers.
Okay.
On Rariable, you just search Balex. I put my handle just to be Balex. Actually, I wish only to use Balex, like sneaker, like, because if you see my anatomy collection, I have made not shoes, but feet, let's say. So one robotic foot and one like this organic skin and bones type of shoe. And I think maybe in the future I will expand on this collection and create like sort of the full avatars.
Okay.
So maybe Balex sneakers is it's not only sneakers, it's more. That's my point.
That's for another time. That is 100% for another time. Like we're definitely going to get you back on. Like we need to stay connected. I can't wait to hear this in the next few months of what you've done, because the amount of work you've done in that small amount of time with the connection you've got, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of things going on.
So so my secret is my workflow. Everything is for free. The VR makes 3D modeling so intuitive and fast, so I can create shoes faster than probably a lot of designers before me. If I manage to create and sell 100 shoe designs in 1 year, I think maybe I broke every record of the history of a startup brand, let's say. And yeah, the other day I made one writing error of in the description of the shoe, quite a big one.
Yeah.
And I burnt it, paid 10 euros for that, and then I reminted it for another 80 euros, and to fix that. So basically, by saying that, when I post my NFTs, I try to make it as perfect as possible for people to find real value in this new strange, is it valuable yet market.
That's what it is. All right then, bro. So
right.
I'd like to finish off the call and the conversation. Thanks for coming on. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck in the future. And anybody that's out there, you know where to go. Balex is the future of trainers. Digital trainers are called digital wearables. So make sure you get a pair, because they're going to be worth a hell of a lot of money in the future.
One guy, he posted number 3 gong for $100,000. So of course it's not worth that, but he's putting that price tag, so at least you can imagine.
We'll see. I wouldn't put it past you. But yeah, thanks again.
No, but thank you so much to NFT Talks and